As I mentioned before, it is essential to think about the timeline of your movie, to consider what the beginning of the movie is, what is the middle, what is the end. It's essential because you have to think that you are creating the ending from the beginning of the movie. So we can't avoid knowing the ending when constructing a script. To illustrate, I will provide two movie examples showing their construction process, one being an animated film and the other a work of fiction. Let's begin with the opening moments of the film Pop, setting the scene. As we see at the beginning of that movie, there is a boy dressed as an aviator. His outfit is vintage, and he describes himself doing incredibly brave acts, soaring through the sky, flying over Everest, and more. However, what we actually witness in action is quite different. It's a boy climbing over a rock, who leaps over a sidewalk crack and ultimately collides with a log while discussing Everest, as the log is the same size as the boy, highlighting the contrast between his tales and reality. An animated film, correct? Designed for both kids and adults, it demands that you connect with the protagonist, enjoy his journey, and naturally find humor in the story. Isn't that right? That scene captures humor and the child's innocence perfectly. Plus, it's shown through action. The child isn't just saying to the camera, "I love to play." Instead, his actions convey his playful spirit and joy. I envision scenarios while playing, seeing them unfold. In this scene, the child is unaware of the viewer's presence, as I'm secretly observing him in a private, playful game, full of imagination. I'm getting to know something internal about him, his imagination. When he meets the character, he will have the relationship with... Right? Initially, the girl destined to be his wife, staying by his side until death enters the scene and changes everything. How do both characters meet? It's because they both say the same text at the same moment, and he is surprised to hear a voice. I mean, there's a girl playing the same thing, and when he approaches, she is also dressed as an explorer. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic encounter. It's the best thing that could happen to that boy. That's in action. I find that these two characters share much in common due to their similar outfits and because they both utter the same text, creating a unique connection. As viewers, we desire to witness events, not to have them explained to us in detail. If the characters start explaining their encounter, that encounter loses all its vitality. That's the difference between putting things into action or using objects as a means of representation or explanation. I must craft a scene of surprise for the child upon meeting someone strikingly similar. As a screenwriter, this is my task. The scene's impact shouldn't rely solely on the character's emotions. The construction of this moment is crucial to convey the intended surprise and connection. But there is a script construction that makes it possible for the character to experience that emotion. Of course, at the beginning of that encounter, the characters reject each other because it's less cliché, we have more material. We want to know more about how they will come together. Let's move to a very different example from the Sofia Coppola directed and wrote the film Lost in Translation. The screen is black and a voice announces our arrival at Tokyo Airport, setting the scene for the story. Welcome to the new Tokyo International Airport, Narita. Next, we consider a transfer, imagining it as the sequence marking the character's arrival in the story. In Tokyo, what is a sequence? They are scenes that have a thematic unity, the arrival. Of course, that arrival is built by more than one scene. That's why it's called a sequence. We have this transfer and he looks tired, right? He's in the back seat of a taxi and suddenly sees a city with many lights. But he doesn't seem too surprised to be there. He's looking out the window saying, if I were put in a taxi in Tokyo, I would be with a camera taking pictures of every corner. But it doesn't seem like that. He seems to be looking with some distance. There is a very modern city full of lights. That speaks to me of a context where the action will take place. Suddenly the character sees the buildings and something catches his attention. And there is a giant billboard of him drinking wicks. An ad is there, right in Tokyo's heart. He glances at it, then at himself just for a moment, reflecting briefly, and then continues with this journey. He arrives at the hotel, and many people approach him and come to give him things and everything. The character doesn't have to tell me I'm famous. In action, I notice that the character is famous. The actor doesn't have to carry the burden of, hey, can you act like a famous person? How would that instruction be? Imagine on a set. It's the action that takes care of everyone seeing that he is famous. When 10 individuals approach a character bearing gifts, it indicates that this character holds a unique status compared to others. I conclude through what I see. That's essential in screenwriting. Actions must be visible to convey the story effectively. That they are influential for us to draw conclusions. No, the character's actions should reveal what we need to grasp. The last thing we desire as viewers is to have things spelled out for us. Actions should naturally convey the story's essence. Everything, right? Like if they were, I always remember an image that is like, when birds are very small, they lack a well-formed intestine. Therefore, the mother must grind the little worm for them, right? Birds are tiny after all, aren't they? And feed it to them. It's already half digested, making digestion simple. As viewers, we don't want that. We want to feel engaged, to think and interpret on our own, are discovering things about the character. Wow, the famous character is on a giant billboard. He didn't tell me. I saw it in the image. By chance now I have new information. I'm thinking while watching. I'm alert, anticipating what I'm observing and seeing. What I want to tell you with these beginnings is that these beginnings are preparing the development of the movie. I mean that this character is a famous character who is already somewhat tired of his status, is being built from the beginning and lost in translation sounds. It will impact the other characters he encounters and his conflict, similar to the situation in the movie Up. If the character weren't this adventurer, I would never believe that he suddenly built this whole thing with balloons and that he will fly in a house. From the beginning, I'm preparing what's coming. I'm preparing, paving the way for the action to unfold, so seamlessly that I found myself in an amazing adventure without even realizing it. Suddenly, I'm caught up in a man's drama, and I hadn't noticed until I was fully immersed in it. If you understand from the beginning, you have to be preparing it. It's time to start writing our map of actions, to say what will happen first, what has to happen next to tell the story I want to tell. Don't worry if the exact scenes aren't ready yet. The description remains broad, outlining the necessary actions. Details will come later,